Good morning. Welcome to this beautiful Monday morning. It is the first Monday of the year and it is the first episode of Monday Blitz. I know you've been waiting. Umekuwa ukigojea usikie Shata atasema nini kuhusu his flip-flopping Arsenal. What will Arocho say now that Manchester appears to have found its rhythm? Well, karibu sana. You know you have a lot to say. Na pia sisi we have a lot to say. Wacha kwanza ni introduce Mr. Arocho. Karibu kaka. Once again, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Festive season ilikuwa vizuri?
Safi kabisa, nimejienjoy. I even look younger.
Yes.
But I've been telling you something up. I'm being vindicated. Na hii Arsenal yako hii.
Usianze na Arsenal kwanza.
But
hata salimia watu nyumbani waambie tu Happy New Year.
Okay, Happy New Year. Lakini I'm back on Arsenal.
Clearly, I know hata nyinyi mko na anticipation hivyo. You want to talk about your teams, you want to talk about Arsenal. Actually, everyone wants to talk about Arsenal. Yet their teams are just, if not worse than Arsenal, like Arsenal. Anyway, guys, welcome to Monday Blitz. And of course, we don't do this show alone. We want you to be part of this show. And that's why we always have a question of the day where we want you to get interactive. And today, we are asking you a very simple question. Now that mwaka inaanza, what are your expectations for Kenyan football? We all know vile Kenyan football imekuwa in turmoil until we had elections just the other day in December. And of course, everyone is pregnant with expectations. So, wewe, as our viewer, what are your expectations for this year in Kenyan football? Remember, still SMS number is 22047, Facebook TV47 Kenya, X Semwe, Instagram, TikTok, utatupata. WhatsApp number ndo hiyo kwenye screen inapita hapo. Unaweza kutuma message yako, hata ukitaka kutuma voice note wewe tuma tu. If you want to call also kuna namba ya simu inapita hapo. Jiachilie, tell us what are your expectation this year for Kenyan football. Pia sisi tutakwambia zako, and of course tuko na intra this year. There's a lot that is happening this year in terms of football. Tuko na CHAN, tuko na AFCON, tuko na WAFCON, tuko na FIFA Club World Cup. Yani tuko na vitu amazing this year zinafanyika kwa kwenye ulingo wa kambumbo. Yeah, that is kina Arocho sasa wakiongea Kiswahili pale kwenye Radio 47. Anyway guys, let me not waste a lot of time. Let us talk about what Arocho is talking about, and that is the Arsenal. Okay, Arocho, let us start with Liverpool. Number 1, 46 points. In the last 5 games, 2 draws, 3 wins. Do you think the title is still gone?
Well, I said Arsenal cannot win the league.
I'm on Liverpool, Arocho.
No. So I'm starting with losers. Then of course,
Liverpool.
Liverpool is going to win the league, not because they are the top team in the league this season, but it's because the others are jokers. Look at Arsenal. Big joker. In the last 5 matches, you've only won 3, picked 2 draws. Yes, Liverpool has also posted the same, but Liverpool are on top. They can afford to lose points if the teams that are chasing them are also losing points. Look at Chelsea. Mi nashanga na Chelsea. Chelsea kwa lugha ya Kiswahili tunasema ni kama mbwa. Unajua mbwa akitembea, akisimama yuko wima, straight kabisa. Lakini mbwa akianza kutembea anayumba yumba. So you wonder what's happening with Chelsea. Chelsea has only won 1 match out of 5 matches. The last 5 EPL matches, wameshinda tu game moja. It's a big joke. So once again, Liverpool wanaenda kuwini league not because they are the best team of the season, but it's because there's no competition. The likes of Manchester United disappeared way long before even the league started. Because you remember the coach alisema, I'm not ready for the league. Now, it's true. Angalia page 1 uone Manchester United, utawatafuta page 2 ndio utawapata. And then of course Man City, they lost their will. The team is in tatters. Yes, they've picked 2 wins, but this is not the City we know. So basically, Liverpool is going to win the league, not because you're the best team.
Let me ask you a question about Liverpool. You know, Rocho, before even asking about Liverpool, it is a new year, and everyone has resolutions for this year. I'd like to give you one. Tone down on the violence.
There's no violence.
Down on the violence on Arsenal and Chelsea.
These are realities.
Just tone down on the violence, man.
For example, over the weekend.
Have a resolution. It's a resolution I'm giving you.
Look at what happened to Arsenal over the weekend.
What happened to Liverpool yesterday?
And of course,
at least Arsenal played against Brighton, who appear here at number 10. we got something away from home. Liverpool were at home against number 14 in the league. Didn't pick a win. All right? Let me ask you something about Liverpool now that you are mentioning them. Yesterday, 54% of Manchester United's attack came from Trent's side. Okay? So is it that people have realized that there is a weak point on Liverpool where we attack Trent? When you watch the game against Newcastle, it was the same case where they decided to overpower Trent. Is it that he has switched? Because Trent is a good
defender. May I think he's being
played? Is it that his mind has already gone to Real Madrid? Is he thinking about his contract renewal? What could be the issue with Trent?
I think he's also being, at times, is played out of his position. I saw him on the left flank.
Yes.
I'm not used to him playing on the left flank. And a player, once you're used or accustomed to a certain position, for you to very few players can adjust to various positions. Very few in top flight. You see when he does his trade on the right, Wanipoa sana, he's good at recovery, his offensive options anapeana. But when he's on the left, of course, because of his strong leg, yes. Labda, that's the reason.
All right.
But once again, I'll say Liverpool picked a point. I don't think they lost the 2 points.
They lost 2 points because they were at home.
For me,
it was listen, this game was supposed to be cancelled because of weather. There was snow all over Liverpool. But because they thought this would be an easy game for them, they needed that morale booster, start the year with 3 points against their big rival Manchester United because it was a Reds derby. Look at what happened. They were at home and they could not win the game. It was 2 points dropped as opposed to Manchester would say we underpoint. In fact, in that game, Manchester appeared to be the better side.
Well, whoever thought that it was going to be an easy match for Liverpool is a big joker also.
Considered what?
Why am I saying so? Yes,
Raffled.
You consider all other factors. The fact that Liverpool are on top of the league, the fact that United are in tatters, you'll consider that. But yes. Don't forget that this is more or less a derby. These are teams that are coming from the same place. And whenever such a match is being played, the ball game changes. A derby, the ball game totally changed.
Okay.
And even the atmosphere over the weekend, over the week as they were preparing for this match, it really must have changed. So when you're playing such a match, don't expect that the current form will prevail.
Okay.
And it never, even in our local derbies in Kenya. It all depends on how you woke up. And I think United woke up quite well for that match. Look at the fact that the first half, it was United all through. And I remember I was doing commentary of this match on Radio 47. I said during halftime that this is going to be a Manchester United match. Why? Because United, when they walked into this match, they were not expecting what they saw. They were not even expecting to get a goal, even a shot on goal. Hata mafans wengi wa United walijua jamaa tunaenda kuzikwa. So as each moment was progressing, each minute was progressing, United were gaining confidence. Now, walipoenda kwa dugout after first half, you realize that they came out even stronger. For me, if it were not for Maguire, United could have won in 2 ways. One, the goal that was scored, the second goal that United conceded through a penalty, I think it was Maguire. Maguire did not time the ball well. Akakosa had that ball, and then there was confusion, and then, of course, ball handling. And, of course, the last second attack, ile ball, Maguire angefunga. We could not have been talking about Liverpool at the moment.
Okay. You are looking at the cup half empty. I'm looking at it half full. Maguire was the standout defender in that team. Yes, but having missed that chance to score the goal,
and even the
also missing
delete,
which is part of the game.
The ball that delete handled.
Which still could be argued that was not a fair penalty because the proximity to the player from the ball was too close. There was not enough time for him to remove his hand from the area. But let me ask you about, before we go to Arsenal, about Mo Salah. Mo Salah, in more than 3 interviews, has insisted that this is his last season at Liverpool. Is he forcing the issue for the FSG to give him a new contract, or does he mean that he's leaving?
I think he's not happy that he's not gotten a contract this late. And I think they're not being fair. to Salah. Salah is a big player.
But with his age,
No, he's a big player. Regardless of his age, he's a big player. You treat a big player better than what they're offering him at the moment. It's his contract is just about to run. You need to give him confidence. You need to give him assurance that you still need him. And in any case, you don't need him. You'll have to let him go.
But the captain is also running out of contract, Van Dijk, but he's silent about it. Trent is running out of contract.
No, Trent, something was done about Trent over last week.
Yes.
Something was done.
It's being rumored.
He was given some offer.
An offer, yeah.
Yes. But Salah is a big player. Guys, big players need to be handled better. At Van Dijk, and look at how the contribution of Van Dijk in that match. It was quite immense.
That's true.
He's a leader, other than just being a very good defender. He's a leader. So there's something happening at Liverpool that is not really well. For you to keep the boat and the momentum moving, you need to have
be calm.
Confidence in your senior players.
All right. Let us talk about Arsenal. Haraka. Arsenal, as it is for Arsenal to catch Liverpool, everyone in this world, apart from Arteta, everyone knows that Arsenal needs an attacker, a world-class attacker. You know, just break the bank, go to Newcastle, leave Newcastle with Alexander Isak, or go to Sporting, come back with Victor Gyökeres, or go even Bundesliga and bring Mamouche, because these are all players that are willing to move, coming to the EPL, the best league in the world, to play in the Champions League, to challenge for trophies. But it's only Arteta that does not see that Arsenal needs a striker. Why do you think that is?
I don't think it's only Arteta.
Who
At
else?
Arsenal, they're normally hesitant to give out money to bring in a player. Look at
Arteta has been funded proper by the by the ownership.
Look at the last 3 or 4 seasons. Arsenal, they don't go for top players. Arsenal, and it's a tradition at Arsenal, that they normally don't go for big names.
We build.
The big names that you've mentioned might not really, according to what I understand, might not fit well at Arsenal. But on the flip side, I also support what you're saying. This is the moment that it's either make or break for Arsenal. Because I don't see any other season where Arsenal at 20 matches into the season will be second. Because I'm looking at Chelsea waking up, I'm looking at Man City waking up, I'm looking at Manchester United waking up, and if all these 3 teams will wake up, I'm not seeing Arsenal being number 2 after playing 20 matches. So this is their year. This year, if you don't pick...
We've been number 1 after playing 20 matches, leave alone number 2. I have told you to dial down on your violence on Arsenal.
No, but now, okay, I like what you're saying.
Yes.
Ultimately, what happened?
What happened?
To that Arsenal,
of course,
that was number 1.
Shooting from all canons that you expect. This is not the Arsenal we saw last season. This one is an underperforming Arsenal.
So now,
underperforming
you're slowly moving to my point.
2.
What I like is that you're slowly moving to my point that Arsenal cannot win the league.
Why can't we?
This season. But you're the same person.
The transfer window is open. If we went to the market today and got a striker, because we all agree, we have the best defense with Saliba and Gabriel. We have injured defenders. We have Ben White is out, Tomiyasu is out, Timber did not play. So if Arsenal is injury-free, we know we have a backline, all right? If it's the midfield, of course, with inclusion of Merino, we are tight. They are attacking. Let me ask you a question. They are attacking front 3 is where Arsenal has an issue.
You seem to be quite conversant with the team.
Yes.
Why was Partey played on the left side?
He played on the right side. Yeah. One reason.
Why was he played in that defense?
Because Timber was suspended after accruing 5.
So what you're trying to tell me is that other than the striking force that you're complaining about,
yes,
there are several other areas that need also some.
No, it's just
because no.
Look, Tomiyasu is out injured.
Yes.
Ben White is out injured.
Yes.
And Timber was out as well.
Yes.
Those are 3 right backs.
Top players.
Yes. And those are right backs that Arsenal has. So you do not need to beef up the defense. You just need people who are pone from the surgeries they have underwent. Okay. And pia wache kwa crew kadi, sindio? Because Timber was suspended, was not injured. As for the midfield, we have Partey, we have Merino, we have Rice, we have Jorginho. Havertz can drop and play as a midfielder. We have 5 players in that department. Our attack is where the issue is, because once Bukayo is injured, we have to go look for a 17-year-old to come fill that space. All right?
Okay.
You have Jesus, who
is on and off.
Score a goal sa ile transfer window imekaribia asiuzwe. He'll shine for 2 games.
So you think he does that deliberately?
No, he knows how to do business. Ushaenda kuuziwa nguo, ukapewa nguo poa sana, but when you get home, it's not what you bought. That's the excuse for you. All right? Martinelli, same way, is shooting from I do not know where. Today, Martinelli, like in the Brighton game, where was he? Where was Trossard? You know, you could see the Brighton defense double down on a 17-year-old. They didn't care about Jesus. They didn't care about Trossard. That tells you that other teams ziko kwa ligi as
all these you're saying are excuses, if you ask me. They're details. What I need from Arsenal is consistency. And if Arsenal is not going to get consistency in getting the 3 points, then they don't need...
How do they get it? How do they get consistency? What do they do? What do they need to do this transfer window?
I think Arsenal is just the mindset. You'll bring in a very good striker into the team. And if the mindset is still the same, you are going nowhere. Take my word, Arsenal will get the striker that you are yearning for. You will get the striker. But if the mindset is still the same, then this very Arsenal is still going to perform the way they are used to performing.
What do you say about Nottingham?
Well, Nottingham, 5 out of 5, good. But once again, look at the opposition. For me, when Chelsea is down, when Man City is down, when Manchester United is down, then anybody else can emerge. And that's, of course, what's happening to Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham is the only team to stop Liverpool from scoring this season.
Yes, but you get better after every match. If I perform well in this match, let's say 4 straight matches, that confidence level will be up there. And that's what's happening at Nottingham Forest. And of course, that's what has happened in the last, 15 matches for Man City. The fact that Man City lost matches, about 6, 7, 8 matches consistently, it destroyed their confidence. And that's why they're where they are. Football is 70 or 80% mental. The rest comes in with fitness and, of course, talent here and there. But your mental state is what will dictate your results.
Nottingham play Wolves today. Something worth remembering is that the Nottingham coach is the former Wolves coach. If they win today, they tie points with Arsenal. Do you see them winning the game against Wolves?
Yes. Going by their current form, I'm seeing them getting close to Arsenal. I hope that they'll also keep that consistency, the pressure on Arsenal. Because the pressure on Liverpool is somehow weak. And now the second team, the pressure on Arsenal should be strong. Look at the other factor that the pressure on Nottingham Forest from Chelsea is also very strong. That means that the top 5, there's a lot of pressure. There's, other than the top, the 4 teams that are coming in 2, 3, 4, and 5, the pressure is quite immense. And that one will push the league.
All right. Before we go to the intro, what is your take on Chelsea? What are they getting wrong? What should they do to change the tide?
Personally, I think that Chelsea is just consistency. There's a time that they had a roll just before Christmas. They were performing so well. And now they're going back to their old trend because in the last 5 matches, they've not picked 2 straight wins. They have only 1 win, lost twice, and picked 2 draws. That is not good enough for a team of Chelsea status. I believe that Chelsea is building up because look at what happened as the season was beginning. They had a huge number of players in that team. I think the coach is still sieving and getting to know who is playing where. For me, Chelsea at number 3 or number 4, they are good.
Well, I do not see them, that number you're giving them. Manchester needed a big result from somewhere for them to turn the tide. Do you think that result is what they got at Liverpool?
In the last 4 matches, I think United has been flip-flopping.
They've been losing.
They've been Look at the fact that they won against City. You know, as much as...
One was winning against City, Arocho.
No, as much as City are down, when United is playing City, that's a Manchester derby. And in a Manchester derby, as I said earlier, in a derby, the ball game is totally different.
All right.
When United won against City, for me, that was a statement.
That was it.
That was a statement. Because they were on their low. At the moment that United won against City, United won nowhere. Nobody was even talking about United, even getting a point. Picking a point against Liverpool was another statement for me. among the playing unit at United. All they need also to do is to change their mindset, because they've changed everybody. They've changed their coach. Several players have gone, more have come in. But football is the mindset. Once you manage to change your mindset, then you're good to go.
All right. Up next is Arsenal. Let us see what they do. At the Emirates, by the way. All right, Arocho, as we started the show, we said this is an action-packed year in terms of football and for footballers. In fact, I saw Tony Cruz making a joke at Valverde. He told him, you know, after this December, the next time you're going on break is 2027, because there's the league. After the league, Real Madrid plays in the FIFA World Cup. Then they back at the league. After the league, it's the World Cup now in America. You know, so imagine it is 2025. As a pro footballer, the next time you're getting a break is 2027, 2 years from today. Is it too much?
Well, it's too much. There's some time back when Arsene Wenger complained. And then Arsenal were not really doing well, and some thought that it was because of the performance at the Gunners. But now it's coming out. I think there's too much pressure on these players, because you are done with Euro, you play your league, you move on to the World Cup club, then you move to the World Cup proper. There's a lot of pressure, and you know, you forget that these players are playing top level, week in, week out. For example, this week, I think Tottenham is also playing in midweek. Arsenal is playing tomorrow. Look at the fact that they played 48 hours later. They're also playing another top match.
Actually, they have 9 games in January.
Yes.
9 games.
Yes. So it's too much for a player.
You're averaging a game in every 2 days.
In every 2 days, you have a game, and they're top matches. And that wear and tear rate is also there. So basically, players are really suffering.
All right.
Wenger said it, but what wakumskia?
He went to FIFA and he started increasing the games. Remember, he's the one that was saying the World Cup should be coming after 2 years. He's the one that is overseeing the club FIFA World Cup. There's a lot that you say until you get there and you realize it is about them.
I think it's commercial. It's more commercial.
That's it.
It's more commercial.
That's it. All right, let us look at the intro of 2025. Of course, the EPL season ends on the 25th of May. EPL season starts again on the August 16th. Remember, in between here is where the FIFA World Club will be happening. Let us talk about also Kenyan football. The KPL season ends in June. Does it end in June now that it is on a break?
Well, it might take longer, because you know the league was called off this weekend because of reasons more or less related to the election that was there. I think they're still trying to come up with the committees to run the league, and there were a lot of issues that were not really being done well. So I think it might take another month before it ends. And I hope that the new administration is going to stamp the authority to weed out a lot of mischief. There was a lot of mischief in the Kenyan Premier League. For example, when Shabana was to play Posta Rangers in Kisii, somebody just called the referee and told the referee not to officiate that match. So basically, we need to detach the league running from the politics of the federation. And I believe that what used to happen sometime back, where there was a company that was running the league, and basically they were answerable to the federation in terms of overseeing and in terms of bringing in the judicial bodies to run the league. So I think we need to have something of that kind, because there's a lot of politics in the federation that at times is negative to the game.
All right. Something else that is bound to affect the league is CHAN, because if we host CHAN, or let's be positive, when we host CHAN, of course the league has to be paused around East Africa. All right. So now that, first of all, are you confident with us hosting CHAN? We
are hosting CHAN. I like what the CAF president has done. You know, this region is marginalized, for lack of a better word, as far as African football is concerned. Most of African showcase is done either on the north, in the north, west or south. East Africa has never. But it's not because CAF are directly involved. It's because our governments in this region have not been really up to the task. Look at the fact that we are still not sure of hosting CHAN about 3-4 weeks before it begins. But I like what CAF has done. CAF has somehow brought down their standards to make sure that Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania have something.
Why do you think, okay, beyond the marginalization that you're talking about, what is this that Kenya has that probably CAF wants to show the world?
Kenya has a lot. Look at the infrastructure. And many have been saying that the hosting of CHAN, the opening ceremony or even the closing ceremony of CHAN or even AFCON will be done in either in Tanzania or Uganda. But I beg to differ. The infrastructure. I was in Uganda when Kenya was playing Namibia. You know, we were handful in that stadium. But even moving from that stadium to our hotel was hell. The stadium is built, the Nambole Stadium is built in an area where the traffic is pathetic, the traffic flow is pathetic. The hotels, for you to reach the hotels, it takes several hours before you can move from the pitch to where you're going to rest for players. So I think we are somehow have some sort of an advantage over Uganda and Tanzania because of our infrastructure. Look, our expressway is an advantage to us. A match that is played at Nyayo, and the teams move from Nyayo to any of the hotels within the city center will take 5 or so minutes before they reach their destination. So basically, it's not that CAF is somehow leaning towards Kenya. It's what we have, the infrastructure, our airports. Our airport is safer compared to the two airports in Uganda and in Tanzania. So basically, I'm seeing Kenya hosting the opening ceremony, and either the opening or the closing ceremony of CHAN. And I'm seeing Kenya doing two groups, because there are 4 groups in CHAN. I'm seeing Kenya doing 2 groups. Uganda will do 1 group, and of course Tanzania 1. Kenya, for me, is the hub. Wapende wasipende, they'll have to come to Kenya.
Kuna kitu ya muhimu sana unasahau, kupiga sherehe. The love of the party, the life of the party lives in Kenya.
But even Ugandans.
Can they compare to Kenya?
Yes, Ugandans.
Can they compare to Kenya?
Yes, Ugandans.
Wanaweza panga sherehe kuliko Kenya.
The only problem
because football you need hype.
Unataka sherehe.
Unataka sherehe.
Problem tu ya Uganda, na nakurudia tena. Ile uwanja wao ilitengezwa, I don't know whoever came up with that stadium. You have a 60-seater within about a kilometer or 2, or let's say 5 kilometers off the town. But the barabara, the path to that stadium is pathetic. So kufika kwa uwanja ni hell. Kutoka kwa uwanja ni hell, but sisi Nyayo pap umeingia.
Tanzania wako na kiwanja Zanzibar. You can imagine the party in the beach after the game. Anyway, of course, kuna vitu mingi zinafanyika Rocho. There is AFCON, which will be happening in Morocco from 21st December to January 8th, 2026. But before we talk about it, can you shed some light, the difference between CHAN and AFCON? What is the difference?
Well, CHAN is played by players playing locally, in the local leagues. Nobody from the outside league, anybody. Let's say, for example, we have engineer Michael Olunga. He cannot play in CHAN because currently he's playing in Qatar. So all local-based players, they are the only ones who are going to play. But AFCON, it will bring anybody who is a Kenyan. We'll bring in the Olungas, we'll bring in any player who is available. So CHAN is slightly on the lower side compared to AFCON. But CHAN is normally used to prepare for the big event that is coming in 2027. So we lost CHAN against, was it Sudan? I don't know, it's Sudan who beat Kenya. But of course, because we are hosting, we are still going to be there. But I like what I saw yesterday in Zanzibar, 2 days ago. Kimanzi has done something he's turned that team. He brought in new faces.
Yes.
And at least say
where were these players? Because Kimanzi did not ship in players from Mars. These were players in this country. Not even outside Kenya, playing in Tanzania, ama Zimbabwe or anywhere. These are players that have been playing in the Kenyan league that Kimanzi has come in and picked, and we have a team that represents the nation.
We played so well.
And they played
in fact,
beautiful football.
Hiyo game tulikuwa tunaweza kucheza, si ya kupura. But there are two things that...
In fact, bao tufunga was offside. Highlight offside when alifunga.
Mimi nitaihesabu. Two things that Kimanzi did that were right. One, Kimanzi has been in the game.
Yes.
And Kimanzi ana watch games za Kenya. So he knows these players.
Yes.
And two, Kimanzi brought in 2 assistants who are going to assist him. I think the 2 assistants that have been in the national team for the last 8 years, that is Ken Odhiambo and Muluya, I think ilifika mahali wakaona ni kama ni kwao. So, yani hao kwa job, hao likuwa home. You need to get some challenge. So the 2 coaches that came in, ni coach wako Vibrant, Ziko, yuko Gor. Kamau has been on and off, he's been in the league. So basically, unachangamsha team. Yes. Good job, and I believe that we're going to win Mapinduzi.
All right. Now that you've mentioned Kimanzi, and kuna story ya yeye ni interim coach, anashikilia we expect Benny McCarthy ni rumor though haijakonfirmiwa, unless wewe tukonfirmia.
No, Benny anakuja.
Wewe kama Twiga.
No, Benny anakuja.
Kama Twiga.
No, Benny anakuja.
You can confirm to us.
Benny is coming.
Yes.
You know, Benny has been a coach in South Africa.
Yes.
Then he went to Manchester United as a striker coach. But first of all, he's young. We need somebody who is young.
Who understands modern football.
And the football within Africa. Unajua Africa is different.
Yes.
When you bring in a foreigner, it takes him time to adapt and understand the terrains of African football. So for me, McCarthy is coming with the wealth of experience, na pia anakuja na know-how ya African football. I hope that mambo itaenda poa, asije tena akaanza tena mablanda zake hapa.
I saw your interview with the FKF Vice President, Macdonald Mariga. So you have a bite, we can listen to what he said about it. All right. Acha tusikize Mariga, alafu turudi.
Tuko hapa kwa sababu ya kumkumbuka Otuoma na kuonesha unity ya mafootball hapa. Kwamba tunaweza kuwa pamoja kwa shida na pia kwa raha.
Na sasa umeingia kwa Fede. Na juzi nimeona Harambee Stars angalau tumeona 1-2 tizi hapa na pale. Tutarajie nini na hii timu yetu? Jana tumeona wamepiga draw na Burkina Faso. What should you expect?
Hii timu yetu ni tunajaribu kubuild team ile itatuwakilisha hapo kwa CHAN. So hiyo si final team na kuna bado selection bado tutafanya ndio tupate the best from hiyo team. So hiyo team hiyo ndio tumekuwa nayo na ndio tunaona inaweza tuwakilisha, lakini wengine wataongezewa.
New regime imeingia. Big Vic, tutarajie nini? Let's say in the next 100 days tuna expect CHAN inakuja, in the next 2 years tuna expect AFCON. Mnajipangaje?
Kwa sasa kwanza tunashughulikia mambo ya ofisi, tukiangalia pia mambo ya national team kwa sababu AFCON lazima tujipange na pia CHAN lazima tujipange tukianza na hii CHAN. CHAN inaanza end of February, so na pia tumeingia kwa ofisi, so kuna vitu mingi tunafaa tudili nazo kwa saa hii. So priority tunajua ni team, tujenge team kwanza, alafu vitu za ofisi zinaweza fuata baadaye.
Ndio juzi ofisi mpya muli hold league, na labda utatueleza kwa nini league iliholdiwa na what should you expect from our league? Maana pia tumekuwa tukisafa sana kwa hii league ya Kenya.
League kitu tuna expect ni kitu tunataka ikuwe competitive, na kitu ya pili tunataka league yetu mafans warudi. Ya tatu tunataka sponsorship pia tutaongea nao warudi kwa hii boli yetu. Kwa sababu bila hizo vitu liga hizi run smoothly. So kitu tunataka hii league yetu irudi competitive. Irudi competitive kuanzia kwa players, vitu ziraniwe professional.
Nimeona you're a hands-on VP na umeingia na force kama mchezaji. What is your style na to expect nini na hii new style of management ya ball?
Management kitu tunataka tu ni professionalism, to respect players na pia tufanye vitu professionally. Kwa sababu hiyo ndo for long time tumekuwa tufanye. Kwa sababu bila kurespect players nao ndo unajua wadosi kabisa. So hao lazima to take care of players kwa sababu tumejua hiyo tumefail for long. Tukitake care of players, I think nini results zitakuja tu.
Thank you very much Big Vic and all the best for the new office.
All right, Arocho, big up on yourself. Ulikuwa umetoka kugusa game, ukaona si ndio hiyo opportunity, ukachangamka nayo. I like it. Hii 2025 vile umeanza hivyo, tupae nayo.
Ona vile na sweat. It was nice. Nilienjoy sana.
Si ndio?
Niliwachenga hao jamaa.
Okay.
Ni vile tu kamera wako.
Ulipigwa chobo hiyo Duncan mtu wako.
Hakuchukua zangu. Ni vile unajua pia Duncan kidogo lakini sawa.
Anyway, mlikuwa mnacheza hiyo ball for a very noble cause in remembrance of our own former Harambee Stars, former Kenyan great Ezekiel Otuoma. Please tell us about him na game ilikuwaje, alafu pia tusikize former Harambee Stars captain akimwongelea.
Mimi nilikuwa namuita Rooney because he emerged when Rooney was still performing so well. Yes. He was a very good striker. Ni mtu ambaye alikuwa anajua ku take chances zake. And alikuwa na struggle poa. Though what happened, amekawa mgonjwa. And once again, kudos to familia yake. Madamu wake alisimama naye sana in times of need. But all said and done, thanks to all the guys who were grace the occasion.
Yes.
We were together as a family to make sure that we raise funds for a befitting send-off ambayo inakuja over this weekend. Yes. So once again, mimi namvulia kofia, a very good soccer player. He contributed a lot into the game. Though ugonjwa ilikuja na amepumzika na may his soul rest in peace.
True. Shukrani sana for kurepresent. Ilikuwa nitokea lakini hapa bili tatu sinkumake. So big up on yourself na to everyone mwenye alitokea kwa hiyo tuona jana ya kuona Rooney vile Rocho amemuita. Big up on yourself. Thank you very much. There is a feeling of togetherness in the Kenyan sports world that is coming and we pray that it continues hivyo hivyo. Because hii kujengana ndio inaweza tupeleka mbele.
Kweli.
Ndio.
And all the wadaus,
yes.
I was so impressed. Fans walikuja. Yani watu wana enjoy ball. Unaweza kuchezi but ile presence yako. The amount guys contributed because each team ilikuwa ina contribute I think around 5k. We raised close to $500,000, right. Which for me was a very good sign kwamba we are together.
All right. Acha ni big up TikTokers. Mimi nakwaga TikToker pia na TikTokers pia wali represent. Big up on yourself. Tusikilize former Harambee Stars captain Musa Otieno on the same.
I think today vile umesema tunakuja kucelebrate Otuoma, the late Otuoma, may his soul rest in peace. I think it is a big day for whatever he has done to us, and I think Wule said that he has fight the good fight and finished the race. And I think it's up to us as former players who have come in and see we need to be for each other in each and every situation. But I think it is a day which we need to remember. You know, he has played for so many teams. We just come to celebrate him. Kwa mchezaji ameshacheza mpira and the life after football. Inakuwa a bit of a challenge. Na illness ni kitu inakuja. Unaona pia the other day we just lost our beautiful lady Wanja. I think they are soul rest in peace too. Unapata tumelose mwaka jana imekuwa ni si mwaka yetu ya Kenya. But ningependa sana tu kuomba wa Kenya ni mwaka ambao lazima tuwe kwa each other. Kwa mpira nje na ndani. I think mi kama Mkenya na feel tuko na very big part ya kucheza off the pitch because I think that is the most important thing.
Nataka kwanza kuzitoka hapa. Nimesema mimi ni TikToker nikakumbuka huko beyond kukwambia tap so, we dance a lot. Amazing. Rocho, before sasa turudi tena tuone interview yako na Victor Wanyama before we wind up. Kuna vitu tumesema zina happen. Kwanza Morocco wako natuona after every 2 months. Si ndio because kuna AFCON under 17. I think under 20 in Abidjan, si ndio?
Yes.
Alafu tena wanarudi wanapiga AFCON.
They are ready.
Si ndio? Alafu tena wapiga sasa the main AFCON.
Do you know that Morocco wanaenda kuhost World Cup ya under 17 ambayo ilichezwa Dominican Republic for the next 5 years? Yani wow, they are open to hosting.
Yes.
Because they have everything. And that's the level we like to reach as a country, where you can host something with short notice.
Yes.
So Morocco ukiangalia na narudia tena under 17 ya women, yes, World Cup is going to be in Morocco for the next 5 seasons. Yes. It shows how, and then they also discovered the advantages of hosting. Other than bringing people or tourists into your country, it also exposes your country out there. So these are things that yani want to show to where we should be. Kudos to Morocco.
All right. There's a question tuliuliza watu before sasa nataka tukianzana na wanyama ni waachie mmalize. The question tuliuliza watu nataka wewe unipatie answer yako. The question we had for the day where we asked expectations za watu wa this year for Kenyan football. Wewe kama Arocho, kama mshikadau wa soka Kenya. What are your expectations for Kenyan football?
Very high. First to the current office. If they're just going to do them, what I say is that we had sunk so deep.
Yes.
That I'm not seeing us going any deeper. Yani the only way ni kwenda juu.
Tulikuwa tushafikia mafuta.
Tulikuwa tuko chini sana where a group of people thought that football was theirs.
Yes.
Unajua, football is a game for the lack of a better word, for the kawaida people. Football see are the elite.
Yes.
Ati sasa wewe ukifika mahali ati sasa people cannot sit next to you because you are either the president or the vice president. No. Football is for everyone, and that's what I like about Infantino.
Yes.
Ukionaga Infantino kinaga World Cup amwe tournament ameenda, he interacts with everyone.
True.
Understand? And that's where I expect this federation. For me,
yes,
my expectations is first and foremost to host a successful CHAN. Other than the successful CHAN, to move to the next level, to host AFCON kali sana.
Yes.
Na mimi labda sijui kama time ya red card yangu imefika.
Ni sahi tu.
Niendelee.
Nitakuleta hapana.
Okay.
Nebu nikuulize hii CHAN itakuwa na VR?
I hope so. I hope so.
Tuone VR Kenya.
I hope so. No.
Fanya kazi.
Technology ni chap tu ita.
Beautiful. Anyway. Wanataka kunipiga hapa kwa masikio. Wanasema tuweke interview yako na
amna noma na Big Vic.
Yes.
Very good man.
All right guys, msinipige. I wanted to finish with it, but since you've said it, let us listen to this interview. Alafu turudi tumalizie.
Monday Blitz na tuko hapa katika uwanja wa Absa. Why are we here? Tumekuja kujienjoy na tuweze kuenjoy life ya mwenda zake ambaye leo tunamsherekea. Na katika pita zangu hapa nimekutana naye Victor Wanyama, atatuambia why we are here na labda more about himself. Vic, kwanza welcome to Monday Blitz.
Shukran.
Vic, kwa nini tuko hapa leo? Ama tuseme kwa nini uko hapa?
Leo tuko hapa, tumegadha hapa kwa sababu kucelebrate life ya mwenda zake Otuoma ambaye alikuwa mchezaji, na saa tumejiunga hapa pia sisi tuweze kumcelebrate life yake na ile impact pia amemake kwa ball. So ni poa kuna watu wengi wamejitokeza na ni kitu moja positive.
Na Vic, juzi ni kabla turudi kwa mambo ya Otuoma, juzi nimekuona training ya Harambee Stars na naona una feel vile nilikuona una feel ni kama bado unacheza. Na first of all ilikuwaje? Kwa nini umeji-involve hivi sana na team?
Nafikiri nimeenda pale kuna pali local football imefika na kuna pia talent pali iko, na pia unajua kama mchezaji ukienda pale pia unaona kama unaweza changia kitu. So ni invite nilikuwa nimepewa na coach na nikafika pale na pia nimeona talent iko, na ni sahi tu mambo ibadilike vile ilikuwa, yani wachezaji sahi wapewe chance yao ya kuji-express kwa kiwanja na si vitishio mingi.
Na Vic, career yako ya ball imekuwa ndefu, umecheza Europe, umecheza, yani basically wewe you are one of the most celebrated players hapa Kenya. Kwa ufupi tu, jani yako imekuwaje na nini umelearn? Manake tumeona umecheza mpaka juzi Canada. What umelearn kwa hii ball? Angalau unaweza eleza hao vijana wadogo ambao labda ndio wana watch show sasa.
Nimecheza sana na pia experience naweza sema nimepata nayo ni kuwa hawezi kuwa settle, like ukienda mahali kucheza hawezi kuwa tu relax ati umefika hapo kwa relax. So kila mahali watu wanajituma, kila level iko na ugumu wake. So hiyo ndio kitu nililearn. Kwa kila level, kwa kila big step una make, challenge inazidi kuwa ngumu. So lazima uende pale na pia uendelee work hard ndio survive. Sababu kufika pale ni rahisi, lakini kusurvive sasa ndio mlima. That's the hardest thing to do, survive in European football. Because pale ball inaevolve haraka sana, so you have to adjust now. You have to be always on your top level.
kulikuwa na rumor labda unaweza chezea FC. Sasa hii labda unamalizia game. Unaweza rudi home ukacheza ligi ya home na labda FC.
Bado maybe after 2 years maybe tutaona vile itakuwa, but sasa hii bado niko na I think maybe 2 years to play in top top European league, then the rest we'll see.
Okay, lakini kuna uwezo ikiwa utamaliza unaweza maliza FC ama hiyo tungoje time ifike?
Ikiwa kumalizia ndio, FC ni timu moja, unajua FC ni timu ya nyumbani of course. Kuna deni sawa, lazima nirudi nimalizie pale timu ya home, so itafanyika siku moja.
So una deni na FC?
Siku moja itafanyika.
Okay, tukimalizia sasa, juzi nimeona bro amechaguliwa vice president wa ball. What do you think kutakuwa na changes? What do you think na ball ya Kenya now that at least kuna mtu amecheza ball top level ambaye sasa yuko administration?
Nafikiria unajua Mariga other than kuwa bro wangu, namjua is a very professional guy na is a top guy, leadership skills ziko sawa zake, so anajua Kenyan football ita change, na yeye vile yako hapo anajua shida za wachezaji, anajua kila challenge iko pale, amecheza hapo mpiti hapo, so tuna expect vitu mob zita change because he's been through that journey before, na anajua what players need, so hopefully now we'll see the changes, na players also watakuwa naongea, wanasema vile kila kitu imesetoliwa na kazi yao tu ni kuperform kwa kiwanja.
Thanks Vic and all the best in your endeavors, na mimi najua timu yangu ya Chingwe lazima utaichezea.
Kabisa, asante.
Thank you.
Mbona hujamwambia achezee Shabana? I know ilikuwa inakuuma, you wanted to say it.
Tunaanza na the bigger picture. Tukienda kwa the unajua
unasema unamsuka.
Kuna zile circles, unajua unaenda hivi na unaanza hivi.
Yes.
Ukienda
kama kitunguu.
But a good man.
True.
Big Vic,
yes.
Big Mark.
Yes.
Mina wa like because they are so humble. To get interview kwa these guys is not a big deal.
True.
Yani kuna wengine I'm not going to mention on this show. Kupata tu interview ya mchezaji ya mafoma yani it becomes something so big. But Vic is the vice president, Mark is the vice, but unaona he's out there, yes. He's mingling with fans, he's ready for an interview. Lakini ile regime ilipita ilikuwa ndio upate interview lazima yani
email.
Football is for unaona,
yes.
Tumetoka uwanjani una sweat,
yes. Pale
mnapata interview and things work. Yes.
Lazima ni big up Duncan Mutoa. Danko big up yourself, namuitaga Danko, wanasemanga Dante big up yourself. Ni vile hujaonekana kwa screen pia wewe. Anyway, anakuaga na sisi hapa behind the scenes. Alright, pia Stan big up yourself for making sure imekuwa amazing. Nipatie red card.
Red card is to anybody who thinks that Kenya is not going to host CHAN. Nasema ngou, we are hosting CHAN.
Yes.
Yes.
Na kama wabelieve wajue 15th of
Wednesday ambaye inakuja.
Wednesday ile nyingine. KICC draw inafanyika.
Draw inafanywa, hizi ma teams tunaweka draw, tunajua Kenya tutakuwa group gani, yes. Inachezwa wapi, and once again na predict.
Yes.
2 groups will be in Nairobi, 1 group in Dar es Salaam, 1 group in Kampala.
Yes. All right. Hata mimi panchi yangu ni kwa everyone mwenye ni mdau wa soka hii Kenya, and you're wishing Kenya the best. Big up on yourself. Harambee Stars inapiga mapinduzi, cup inaendelea. All the best Harambee Stars, all the best to you Kimanzi and your troops. Make us proud. Even do so far vile tumepanga team ikaanza ku represent, inakaa tu a Kenyan structure na wanacheza ball, modern football. Big up on yourself. Right? Leo hatuna makasiriko. Tumeanza mwaka na tabasamu. Okay. We have started the year with smiles and we pray tutamaliza na smiles. Na hiyo CHAN, best believe tutakuwa hapa tukipeleka rada ya kila kitu inafanyika kwa hiyo CHAN. Sawa sawa? So don't be worried that nitapata updates wapi, kama ukifika kwa kiwanja, ukifika Kampala, ukifika Dar es Salaam, tuko hapa. We shall keep you updated. That's it. Tufungia hapo Rocho.
Safi kabisa.
All right guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Remember, still we do this each and every Monday morning. Kuanzia 8 am tunaingia hapa kupatia Monday Blitz, alafu inakuwa kwa amazing. Na vile tuliagree last year, hata this year, you don't touch that dial. Ukigusa remote ni kuongeza sauti tu. Unaamka, unachukua maji unakunywa, unaendelea na TV47 because hapa tuko na kila kitu. We are the home of untold stories. Best believe. Who knew Arocho will do that interview he did yesterday? 3 interviews. Former Kenyan captains, what actually, isn't it? 3 of them, yes. Former Kenyan captains. Big up on yourself. Umeanza mwaka vizuri. hapo tu kwa Arsenal ndio upunguze makasiriko.
Arsenal X.
See you guys. Keep it TV 47. Buo live.
Mimi ni Macdonald Mariga Wanyama na Vice President wa FKF, and you are watching Monday Blitz.
Hi, my name is Musa Otieno, former Harambee Stars captain. You're watching Monday Blitz.